Producer Carol Shorenstein Hayes is riding high.
Our organization is called the Best of Broadway, so I like to think that's what we do.
For the third year in a row, one of her productions has pulled in a Tony for the best play on Broadway. This time, it's for Take Me Out, directed by Joe Mantello. But in theater, you're only as good as your last project. And for Carol, that project is Wicked.
I want to remember this moment, always. Someday, when we live here, we'll have moments like this all the time. No, absolutely everyone will wish they were us.
Wicked is a musical by Stephen Schwartz, based on the novel by Gregory Maguire. It offers a twist on the classic Wizard of Oz tale by imagining what life was like for the Wicked Witch before Dorothy dropped in. Unlike other productions usually booked here at the Curran, which are tried and true Broadway hits, Wicked is completely new and untested. Tonight marks the beginning of out-of-town tryouts, fully staged productions where a show is tested and tweaked far from New York in an effort to ensure a successful run on Broadway.
My personal choice would not be to try it out in New York first because it's so, how do you say, cutthroat, you know. But here there's some space and some air and some just room to work and figure it out.
It's a way for a producer, a multi-million-dollar investment, to kick the tires on a production. They can make changes.
To help improve their odds of creating a hit, Wicked's producers are sinking $14 million into the production and stacking the deck with proven talent, including associate scenic designer Edward Pierce, who already has several Broadway shows under his belt.
More and more and more, with ticket prices what they are, people are just expecting to see more. And what that translates in, for us, is cramming more ideas and more thoughts and more physical stuff into the same size stage that was quite acceptable in the days of vaudeville when they just bring in a curtain and have some dancers dance across. So the theaters haven't gotten any bigger, so the job actually is getting harder because the expectations are higher.
I think one of the reasons people do these big musicals like Wicked is the spectacle, the sense of this is an event, this is this huge thing.
Connie, you're good. We got it. Hang on 1 second. Connie, you gotta turn that around.
The Dragon was made by a puppeteer. It's all mechanized with ropes and pulleys, all rigged to sandbags for counterweight systems over to the side on the proscenium here. When you put all of the elements together, it's not just about the dragon, but the lighting and the smoke and the sound and the actors and the stagehands.
Millions of dollars and a year and a half of design were poured into this complex set. And producers managed to stretch that investment by constructing the set pieces in Calgary, Canada, where labor and materials costs are lower than in San Francisco.
We build a structure within which we tell the story of Elphaba and Glinda, the two witches, and their story as they go through school and find the wizard in the Emerald City. And one of the hardest problems of the design is to stay as far away as possible from the visual images that the movie of The Wizard of Oz actually create.
There are plenty of high-tech effects planned for Wicked, including houses that fly, beds that spin, and fire-breathing dragons. Even the cornfield is a labor-intensive feat of theatrical chicanery.
This is the corn dyeing process center. Let's see what she's doing over here. Each stalk of corn is individually dyed. It's individually hot glued, individually wired together. This is the stuff the audience never, ever, ever gets to understand.
Once completed, the set was shipped 1,500 miles to the Curran, one of 3 San Francisco theaters owned by the Best of Broadway company.
Copy that. Let me double check the delays and make sure that there's nothing funny there.
Even as they race to install the set and work through the cues, the crew knows that changes can happen up to the moment the curtain goes up on opening night.
We don't know if the play is going to work. The story is really going to be the story that we want to tell. The writers might write a brand new scene that we need to insert between scene 5 and 6. And you can't build scenery that quickly. But we have a structure that I think can allow us to do whatever we need to do in a pinch. They have automated lighting equipment these days that allows you to remote control the focus, the positioning, the colors, the textures, the timings and the movements of lighting. And so that on the fly, you can be in the middle of a technical rehearsal and have a great idea and not have to wait until the next morning to get a guy on a ladder to hang or move or refocus the light. You can do it instantly.
1, 2, so this is in, good.
So you gotta get that in. Well, you play that part, I'll play it. 2, 3.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
While Edward was overseeing the final construction of the set, the cast of 36 actors and dancers spent months rehearsing at a hall in New York. Now, 3 weeks from opening night, Tony Award-winning choreographer Wayne Cilento is trying to translate the work done in rehearsal onto the stage at the Curran.
Let's go back one more time. So, guys, this is different than the studio because the trusses are like really close to each other, and you have all of that space that I've been talking about.
Well, it's the unknown, you know, but it's also the fun part. It's the clean slate and then creating and building this world from nothing.
The first band. And...
I wanted to create a vocabulary, a dance style that is a little bit different than what a traditional theater piece would look like or anything else that you've seen, because it's this world, it's this particular world that we're basically in, so they wouldn't dance and sing and act and move like a normal type show. So everything's a little bit twisted, a little bit stylized in a different way.
Let's walk it from the beginning, just with your stuff.
I guess for us, the creative team is to look at it away from home without being, you know, examined as you're doing stuff is a great opportunity. It's really expensive, but the producers, they really care about the piece, so they're taking the time and the money to do it. We'll know. I mean, if everything goes great, we'll know. And if there are things that we need to fix, we have time in between when we get to New York, and we'll fix it.
In the 2 weeks before Wicked's official opening, 2 preview performances were canceled so director Joe Mantello could make scene changes. And judging from the opening night reviews, which were mixed, there will be more changes to come. But that's all part of the game plan, as producers use the response from West Coast reviewers and audiences to help them create yet another hit.
We've been developing this for, over 2 years. And you think you have an idea of what works, but until it gets in front of a huge paying audience, you don't really know.
It's good to see me, isn't it?
I think it's an exciting experiment to start something small here or start something really big here and then hope that it has a life of its own elsewhere. So the risks are there, but I think the attendant possibility for success is also, it's tremendous.